So today I want to talk to you about how to stop receding gums. Now, gum recession can only really happen when the underlying bone tissue of the upper and lower jaw has diminished through the process of demineralization, which gets caused by gum disease, teeth clenching, and/or trauma. In this video, I'm going to explain to you the ways that we can deal with this through nutrition. So we can optimize maintaining the bone density in the jaws, as well as how we can actually rebuild bone tissue that has been demineralized. Now, can receding gums grow back? That's something I get asked a lot. And look, to the best of my knowledge, once the gum tissue has receded, it will not regrow back up to the height on the tooth that it was before. Now, that doesn't suggest that we can't strengthen our jaw bones, which we can. We can stop further recession, or that our teeth are going to become looser. And that is the number one reason that adults lose teeth, is through gum disease. So gum tissue can only recede once the underlying bone has pulled back. Now, we can remineralize this bone tissue, but only within the current structure of what's there, what's still intact. So how do we support optimal bone density and remineralization? So I've been reading some research papers about the topic of gum recession. Ones like gingival inflammation, bacterial infection, alveolar bone destruction, and subsequent tooth loss. And these are characteristic features of periodontal disease, but the precise mechanisms of bone loss are poorly understood. Yes, that means we don't really know how the bone disappears. It isn't clear what's really going on, and therefore it's harder to provide answers and solutions. But there are some ways we can stop your gums receding. And here's what the current dental science knows, and hence some of the solutions that are currently on offer to stop your gums receding further. So number one, we need to stop gum disease. This is kind of self-evident, but it's worth stating. In order to have any hope of rebuilding the bone tissue in the jaws, we need to make sure that the number one cause of bone loss in adults, advanced gum disease or periodontitis, isn't continuing to undermine your oral health. I'm not about eradicating all the bad bacteria, but you do need to understand what conditions allow those disease-causing bugs to live and thrive, so you can ideally disrupt and disorganize their efforts to destroy your body. A great place to start is good oral hygiene, knowing you need to brush your teeth, you need to reduce gum disease, why brushing is so important, and how to do it and how to floss effectively, and what sequence you do them in to have the best oral hygiene habits. These are excellent steps to increasing your knowledge of how to get rid of those bad bugs and treat your gum disease. Number two, what about jaw exercises? Can they prevent receding gums? Now, if we look at our current Western diet, it consists of many soft and pappy and processed foods that don't require a lot of chewing. So could this lack of fibre in our diet causing functional loss in our oral health? Now, if we eat a diet that lacks nutrition, then we're going to get problems with our health and dental issues. I mean, it's going to decline. And it may not be so obvious, but what about the texture and the chewability factor of the foods we consume? This may also have a part to play in strengthening our jawbone and our gums. So if we're only eating soft processed foods, is this weakening our jawbones? Here I'm talking about the physical action of chewing on foods that require that we actually chew them to break them down. And this action of chewing activates the use it or lose it principle. So the bone density in our jaws, or anywhere else in the body for that matter, will diminish if we don't put stress and demand on them. This is why weight-bearing exercises are so essential to reduce the risk of developing osteoporosis. And I think the same can be said to be true for the bones in our jaws. The body has this intelligence where it will conserve and be thrifty. So if it senses that the bones in your jaw aren't being stressed and challenged enough, then it's going to shunt the minerals that it thinks you don't need from that area to another that has a greater need for bone building minerals. So we want to be sure to gently, yet persistently and regularly challenge our bodies, whether it's working out to stress the bones to avoid osteoporosis and maintain our muscle mass, or challenging our mental faculties with, memory games or crossword puzzles to get our cognitive function nice and strong. The body grows stronger when it's gently challenged. So let's look at some jaw gym solutions for strong teeth and jaws. Well, any food that you really have to dig in and chew is a great workout for your jawbone density. Something like an organic meat jerky that's, a good workout that provides a good source of quality nutrition at the same time. Something else I could think of would be like raw parsley, a good mouthful of that, has loads of nutrition, lots of fibre, get a really good jaw workout. So the key takeaway here is to have a mouthful of nutritious food that requires you to chew strongly on it for several chews before it softens. And this is going to give you a good jaw workout that's going to encourage preservation of the jawbone height and density. 3, let's look at stopping gum recession with nutrition. Nutrition is a major, perhaps the most important component for optimal oral health. Ideally, it's better for us to get our nutrition from real foods rather than taking supplements. But the bottom line is, we can't make food better than nature. However, there is merit in knowing what nutrients play a role in this bone density process. It goes without saying that calcium and phosphorus are very important nutrients for maintaining healthy jawbones. However, research clearly shows that there are many other factors involved, including vitamin D, which is responsible for actually absorbing the calcium from your digestive tract and the foods you eat. Without vitamin D, the calcium that you get from your foods or supplements just can't be used by your body. Vitamin K2. This transports calcium in your body to the bones to where it's needed. Some studies suggest that large amounts of vitamin K2 may increase bone density in people with osteoporosis. It's worth looking into. Vitamin C promotes the production of collagen and also the osteoblasts, the cells that form new bone. Most people with osteoporosis are likely to be vitamin C deficient, by the way. Let's look at magnesium. Magnesium helps transport calcium to the bones and assists the absorption process of calcium. Zinc manages the secretion of a hormone called calcitonin, which regulates calcium levels in your cells and also is important for bone development. Boron. This works like vitamin D because it improves your body's absorption of calcium and magnesium as well. Strontium. This is used to improve your bone density, which is critical to your overall bone health. In general, we are nutrient deficient. Yes, even if you are eating what you consider to be a really, really good diet. The fact remains that our soils have been so damaged by, over the past 75 years, from the sort of farming that we do, treating a biological medium as though it's only made of chemicals, and using petroleum-based fertilizers, pesticides and herbicides has damaged our soils. So unless you're getting your foods from something like, an idyllic farm that's been biodynamic for over 50 years, you're probably dealing with some levels of nutrient deficiency. Of particular concern is the loss of trace minerals from the soils. Modern farming practices have created this, so we're all deficient to one extent or another. So knowing what foods to eat is only part one of the battle. We've also got to understand what foods damage or undermine our oral health. And so these are some foods to avoid if you want to optimize your bone health. Knowing what foods diminish our nutrient uptake is really important if we're going to have good bone health. An anti-common nutrient is a thing called phytic acid, and this is found in grains, beans, nuts and seed. Phytic acid or phytate inhibits the absorption of several minerals including iron and zinc. And that means that even if you're eating enough specific mineral-based foods, your body might not be able to use all the nutrition. You are what you absorb from what you eat. To lower the phytic acid of the foods we've talked about, either avoid them or use special prep techniques like soaking and sprouting, which are supposed to deactivate the phytic acids present in the nuts, seeds and beans. We must talk about sugar, the white poison. Sugar disrupts the balance of our blood chemistry, which directly interferes with our body's ability to optimally be well. Sugar suppresses our hunger for real food, so it can cause us to miss the opportunity to nourish our health with foods that actually give us the nutrition necessary to thrive. I can hear you, but don't our brains run on glucose? Don't we need to at least eat some sugar, Dr. Rachel? No. In fact, experts argue that the body functions metabolically much better and cleaner and more efficiently using fats for energy rather than sugar. So sorry, the truth is we don't need to eat any sugar. Our body can produce enough energy from other sources. Sugar is also pro-inflammatory and will increase the amount of bad, harmful bacteria in your mouth. Both are going to make it more likely for you to develop or accelerate gum recession and not stop it. I hope this information on how to stop receding gums and to remineralize your jawbone helps you along your path to optimal oral health. If you're concerned about the health of your teeth or gums, then please give us a call to schedule a consultation and a full mouth health assessment today. Our number is 37201811, or you can email info@evolvedental.com.au. Look, I hope you've enjoyed this. Please like, please comment, ring the bell, subscribe. I'm Dr. Rachel of Evolve Dental Healing. Thank you so much for watching.